What's up, ballers? Welcome to episode 34 of the AllDriveNoDrop podcast. I'm Jacob, your host, as usual, joined by David. David, what is going on tonight?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm still here in Chicago, as you can see. So one
All
more day
right,
before I finally go back home.
the Windy City. Oh,
Yeah,
before
very
I
windy.
forget, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, but happy Mother's Day to my mom. And of course, happy Mother's Day to my wife, Sarah. Keeps me doing what I do. So without her, I couldn't do this. David, I don't know if you want to say anything.
Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day to my mother-in-law and my mom, of course.
There you
You know,
go.
my
There you
aunts.
go.
Not yet to my wife, so
All right, now have them listen to the podcast
yeah.
just for that segment. All right, but we got a lot of cool stuff going on today. So obviously the thumbnail, I didn't mean to go I wasn't trying to go too clickbaity, but I wanted to make sure I include all the reviewers and all the content creators that are going to play in the Nerdy Tourney. We're going to rank the teams, so we have all the pairings, all the combined dupers. We're going to go through and just kind of project what we think is going to happen, and we'll save David and I got on some interesting teams, so we'll get to that later. And then yes, the Ronbus Ripple, it's coming back around again. The V2, they're calling it, the Ripple V2. We'll give a little brief description on everything that's going down with that. And then we do have a couple new paddles coming out, as well as the Ripple, the Revolin Torch, and the Honolulu J2H Plus, which is available for pre-order right now. I'm not sure when that's going out. I just got that in the mail. I got to hit it a little bit, but not much. But the J2H was really a solid paddle that was kind of slept on. So the J2H Plus will be interesting. I know you like the
Yeah.
J2H, right?
Yeah, it kind of
Right.
reminded me of the J2K Pro. That's what it reminded me
Okay.
of. I think it was
Okay.
like pretty similar to that. It was a fine paddle.
Okay. And then we're going to be joined by Jake. I don't know if he's a co-owner or co-founder or just really involved with Friday Pickleball. He's going to be joining us in a second. And they have a big launch coming out, Friday Fever, on May 16th, this Friday. So I'm going to join. He's going to talk a little bit about the paddle, but he has an interesting past as well. Uh, I guess I can kind of do a little bit of introduction for him right now. It's all good. He was on Ellen. I don't know I guess because he's a stand-up comedian as well. I don't
Okay.
know if he does it anymore, but he was a touring stand-up comedian. So he's on Ellen. He was on MTV. He was on Russia's Got Talent. I'm kind of interested in
Oh.
what exactly. I know. I was like, I wanted to follow up on that one because I'm not really sure how the comedy translated to Russia's Got Talent, but maybe he did something else on there. But yeah, so he'll be joining us shortly. So I'll let's see. He'll be here any second. So I'll get into a little bit about what's coming up for me this week. I've got a tournament coming up Saturday doing men's doubles 4.5. I think there's like a 10-team bracket. So a good size team bracket. Haven't played a tournament in a hot second here. And I was trying to do the paddle search for the tournament. Still not sure 100% what I'm going to use. Kind of just, sometimes I wake up and I know. So I'll give a little report on what happened at that tournament last weekend. I've been really hot and cold. I've usually finish first or second or third, or I just tank it. So, go to the extremes. And now we're
Oh, there's
joined by
Jake.
Jake. So that's perfect timing of me rambling there. What's going on, Jake? How is it going today? I just gave you a little introduction, pre you getting here, because you already know who you are. So,
Check,
what's
check.
going
This
on?
thing working? You
Yo,
hear me?
check. Yeah, it's good. It's
Yep,
good.
we can hear you.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. What state are you in, Jake?
I am in Kansas.
Kansas. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So are you down in the area by Pickleball Will by any chance, or any of those guys?
Not that I know of. I thought Pickleball Will was in Tulsa.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Dude, there you go. It's all those states kind of blur together for me, to be honest. Sorry.
So no, to answer your question, he's in a different part
Yeah,
of Kansas.
there you
Really
go.
southern
There you
Kansas. It's
go.
called Oklahoma.
Yeah. Whatever. What did we call that area? Did we call that the Dust Bowl still, or what do we call in that area?
I don't think. I think in 1936, yes, you could call it the
19
Dust Bowl. I think
Okay.
now
Okay.
maybe just call it like flyover states. People like to call it.
Okay. There you go. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I'd like to say my geography of the middle of the US is better, but it's not. So I'll make my way down there someday. But excited to have you. We're talking about how your Friday Fever is coming out on Friday, of course. I mean, could you guys do another day? Probably not. Probably
It
not.
wouldn't feel right. You can't come out
It
with it
would
on a
be a little
Wednesday.
weird. It'd be very strange. And then we're kind of going. I mean, like we'll touch on the Friday Fever, but I was really interested about the Russia's Got Talent thing. But we'll touch on the Friday Fever first, just to get it out of the way. We do talk about paddles a lot on this podcast, but sometimes we like to talk about different stuff. So Friday Fever, it's your first Gen 3 paddle. It's going to be $100 at launch, going down to 95 with a code. I mean, how are you guys keeping that price point so low? Like, are you making any money?
I guess that's a fair question. Yes, we are still turning a profit.
Okay.
Which goes to show how much how much margins are built into these pickleball paddles. If we can do it for this price, everyone could theoretically do it for this price.
Cool. I mean,
Okay.
So we've talked about the Friday Fever. Go ahead, David.
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
Sorry. I thought you said something. We've talked about the Friday Fever and its performance, and I'll have a review out. So we don't need to necessarily get into how the paddle plays itself on here. But if there's anything you wanted to say about the backstory of the Friday Fever, or just your part in the process, like, are you an engineer designing? Are you just an idea guy? Like, who are you in the company?
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not good at any of that stuff. I'm really not good at much, but I'm the guy I'm one of the testers, which is like such a cool like part of the gig, right? Just like, hey, we've got these 4 different paddles that are all different. Like, go to the courts and test them. I tell my wife, hey, got to go to work. Got to go play a bunch of pickleball. And so that's probably the main thing I contribute when it comes to like paddle technology. It's just like testing a bunch out, giving honest feedback. Which is so fun. I just got done doing it just now. I just got done testing a wide body Fever. So fun part of the job.
Yeah, I think that a lot of companies actually skip that part, is having good, like, unbiased testers, or testers that actually know what to look for. Because sometimes when we get paddles, they're like, oh yeah, I've been testing it, and maybe like 2 or 3 people have been testing it and they said it's amazing. But it's like, well, sometimes people just want to make you feel good, right? So
yeah, just butter your biscuit.
Testing's probably the most important part, because like you could do all the cool R&D technology you want, but if it doesn't play well, people just aren't going to go for it.
And my friends who I play with, they always get excited when they know I'm testing paddles too, because they know they get to test it alongside us, which is honestly pretty helpful. It's not just like you get a little bigger sample size that way. It's like, I think it's this, but my friend said this about it, and Scott said this, and Isaac said this, so we try to do our part, try to do a good job testing.
Yeah. I mean, really the only question I have is, so here's the paddle. I don't know what color you call this. It's like purple and red. But really, this grip, is it ribbed for the player's pleasure, or what was the purpose behind that?
Yeah, so this is for like when you play on Friday night. Like it's a late night. We've gotten a lot of anti-rib feedback lately.
Yeah.
So we actually are somewhat in the process of removing that. So enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. On the other one I have, I took it off, but it's not hard to take off and put an over grip on. I got you. So you guys just weren't aware about how anti-rib people were.
Yeah, I think people just kept that to themselves for like a year, and then in the last month, everyone's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" We're like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't know." All right, jeez. So yeah, we're taking care of it.
It's okay. All right. Is there anything on the Friday Fever or Friday itself before we kind of get into your personal history? Because I got some questions for you.
Just, I guess, last thing about the Fever. No one's going to think I'm unbiased, but in the most non-biased way possible, it really is a great paddle. I mean, and it's crazy that you're going to be able to get it for $99. So we're excited about it. But for the most part, I mean, don't take my word for it. Like, wait for other people to tell you it's a good paddle. Wait for other people who don't work for Friday to tell you, because we're very confident that buzz is going to get around. Reviews are going to be really positive. It's by far the best paddle for the money in pickleball.
Yeah, I mean, obviously every every person from the company is says the same thing, and you have to if you came on here and said the paddle was bad, I mean, that wouldn't
It
look
wouldn't
good.
be a good look.
So
But also, I
I'm
mean,
sure yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
we haven't come out with a new paddle in like 15, 16 months. We prototyped anywhere, 75, 80 different paddles. I mean, there's a reason we're so excited about this one. It's been forever. Anytime it takes you a long time to do something, you're very proud of, that final iteration of it. And I guess last thing I'll say, like our friends like Scott and TJ, like they won a 5-0 PPA tournament with these paddles. So I think that alone shows you it's not going to hold you back.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that I think that you could I could see a pro playing with this. I mean, I think it's a really solid paddle, but got a lot more to say in my review. But yeah, David, any other questions on the Friday Fevers specifically?
I think just one quick one for me is like, do you guys think there was one existing paddle on the market that you modeled the Fever after? Like, do you think there was a specific one like a pro was using and that's where the inspiration for the Fever came from?
I would say, we took inspiration from just about anything and everything. I mean, you're constantly paying attention to what other people are doing. You see Yola come out with this Gen 3, you're like, didn't know about foam, didn't know about, and that's kind of starts the process. And then you see everyone making more powerful paddles. So there's not like one thing specifically that I think inspired it, but it's just like, you're very much paying attention to what people are doing and at the same time trying to still be unique. I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian. It reminds me a lot of that, of like, yeah, you're paying attention to other stand-up comedians, but you kind of want to have the blinders on and like make sure you're not like stealing material or even like stealing a cadence. That's very important in comedy. You have to be, doing your own thing. So I think same with pickleball too. Like if we want to take ourselves seriously as a paddle company, we can't be a copycat brand. And that's why we tested 80 different paddles to find something unique to us that we're also very proud of.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can relate to that. When I started YouTube, I didn't want to, like, I watch other people's videos, but then I realized I'm like, oh, this is just messing with my own process. And I,
Totally.
cut back a ton on that.
Totally. You got to find the balance, but I think there is value in like almost like completely putting the blinders on and just like, I'm going to do my own thing, run in my own lane and just kind of focus on your own stuff.
All right. Going off of that, Jake,
Right.
if you suddenly got fired by Friday, what paddle would you use tomorrow?
If say what happened?
If you
Let's
got
say you got fired by
If I-
Friday and you had to pick
Wow.
pick up a new paddle.
I just fired myself. Let's see. If I had to pick up, the thing is I'll still answer your question, but I don't really use other paddles. Like I'm only using prototypes. It's not like I'm picking up the C45 and giving her a spin. You know what I'd use? I hate playing the gearboxes the most because they're so quiet. It messes with my senses, they counter it and I don't hear it. And then all of a sudden it hits me in the chin. So, sure. We'll throw gearbox some love because it throws off my
Okay.
ears.
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Let's just get into why and how you got on Russia's Got Talent. I'm trying to understand how a stand-up comedian got there and what's that all about.
Sure. Like every little boy, I dreamed of performing in Moscow at some point.
Of course.
No, this was like way back in the day. My first like venture with like content creation, everything is I was on a YouTube channel called Jake and Josh with one of the world's best jugglers. I'm not a juggler. He is. That's his thing. And long story short, we had a little act we would do. We did it on like this one MTV show. Russia saw it, as they do, spies. And they were like, hey, we have our own little competition. We'll fly you guys out. And we didn't even we like broke even. We didn't even make money off of it. But it was like, this is our shot to go to Russia. So we did like a fruit ninja act. So I was like juggling like fruit and he's juggling like samurai swords. And then I'm throwing him fruit and he's slicing it while continuing to juggle. And that was how I saw Russia. One of the judges was Pam Anderson, great actress. And she kissed me on the cheek. So not a bad trip to Russia.
Okay. That's interesting. Were they doing the show in English then, I imagine, or?
They were not. This was actually incredibly confusing. So they got, we get done with our act and then they come up and like put a little earbud in my ear that's like translating. So we have a host in front of me speaking to me in Russian. They're translating it in my ear. Okay, I'm listening. When I go to talk, now they are translating what I'm saying also in my ear to Russian. And so it was just like I was just stuttering. I look like the dumbest American of all time. Like, tell us about that act.
All
I'm
right.
like, well, you know, I've been the Apple. Thank you guys. It was awful.
Is there a clip floating around out there where we can go
Somewhere
watch
in
you
Russian, yes.
throwing
I was
fruit?
sent the
Okay.
link one time, and I watched it, and then I can never find it again because it's all in
no.
Russian, which is probably for the
no.
best.
Okay, fair enough. It sounds like an interesting thing to watch, though. I'm sure there's other fruit ninjas out there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
That's,
something else, but yeah, fun
an
little
interesting
experience.
act. Okay. And then, so obviously, I guess that kind of answers the MTV question too, unless you were on there multiple times.
No, yeah, that was that. That was
one
the
time?
juggling days, and
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm assuming you being a touring comedian kind of led you to being on Ellen, but honestly, not really a big Ellen fan. Sorry for the Ellen stands, but
no, that's okay. We were on Ellen before we knew she was a terrible person. It used to be way cooler to say I was on Ellen, and now it's like not that. It's like saying I was on the Cosby Show. Like, ew.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
You don't want to be on there.
Yeah. I got a Deshaun Watson jersey. It's like, dude, not cool. Not cool.
Touring comedian. How long were you a touring comedian? And I guess how big did you get, and why'd you stop?
So
If you did.
I did comedy like the last 5 years. Quick fun side note: my first show ever was March 11th, 2020. So that was fun while it lasted, and the world shut down while I was on stage. So we took a little break after that. But so I used to be like the videographer, writer, and editor for like an influencer who did comedy content. He gets big enough, he's got millions of followers, that he was like, I'm going to go on the road. Do you want to open for me? So that's what my comedy career was. I was opening for another comedian, and we did that for the last 4 or 5 years, all over the United States. I mean, every U.S. market. We did Canada, we did New Zealand, Australia, and it was great. Especially, the opener. I mean, I love that position because no one has any expectations for you, and so you get to go in and hopefully kind of wow some people, and also I don't have to be stressing about ticket sales or this or that. I just go in, do my thing, and ultimately, as Trey, the guy I opened for, he was gearing up for his next tour, and I basically said, hey, this is fun. This is cool. I never thought I'd be a comedian. It was fun while it lasted, but while Pickleball is going really well and Fridays are selling, I think I want to really try and focus on that rather than being gone, 30 weekends a year.
That makes sense. What was your favorite city that you performed in?
I mean, other than I feel like Hawaii is an easy cop-out answer. I really loved Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever been
David,
there.
have you been there?
Slept on city. It's awesome.
All right. I think I've been to South Carolina, but probably as a kid, and it's been too long for me to have any opinion on it.
I mean, you probably think it's in the Dust Bowl, so.
No, I know they've got some good places there. Gonna get roasted by the Kansas people. So that's good, but you said you were making your comedic return here with a pickleball specific set for us, right? So we'll give you your 3 minutes on that. No, just kidding.
I've tried to do. First of all, I did not say that. Second of all, I've tried to do some pickleball material. Just why not? But it's I think the best material would be to make fun of it, but I don't have it in my heart to make fun of it. But that was probably what would perform the best.
Yeah, I think that's what I've seen is performing the best, or just people doing sketches of common scenarios that happen, but maybe a little bit over the top. And those are the ones that seem to be really funny. Yeah. Although the ones that get the most views are either the pickleball fights or someone accidentally throwing their paddle and hitting someone. Those are the most viral.
Those will go viral.
I don't think you really want to start any of those though. So, but maybe, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you one of the two that might be possibly challenging David and I to a pickleball match, the All Drive versus Friday team? Is that something that's going down or not? I was talking to Matt. I don't even know.
Yeah, Matt was the one who told us
at
this.
Friday is.
Okay,
so who's Matt to you? Are you his boss or is Matt your boss? Are you guys coworkers?
Matt, we're both co-founders of the company, I guess you call it. But Matt is the CEO. He is steering the ship, and he's also setting me up on blind pickleball dates, apparently.
Okay, so he's your boss. We're just gonna say that.
Yes. So did he signed me up for? We're gonna have a little duel.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. You guys can back out if you want, but Beer City, coming up in July. He said did he say Isaac or who did he say? Jake and Isaac?
I didn't
Yeah.
hear. He just said that the Friday team wanted to shoot a video playing against
Okay,
us.
maybe.
That's all I
Okay,
heard.
I don't know. I thought he said that, but maybe I'm
No,
misremembering.
we're in. Anytime,
Okay.
any play, we'll play you in the Target parking lot. We'll make it happen.
Target,
All right.
it's down. It's a deal. Hey, my favorite tournament was like this back alley of a brewery, and we just set up on the asphalt and played. So that was pretty fun.
Let's do it.
Wherever
Where are you guys
we
based?
go. I'm in Michigan. David's in Virginia.
Okay, right on.
So, but he's coming to Michigan for the Beer City Open in Grand Rapids, Michigan in July. So that'd be a great time if you want.
I would love to come up. It like filled up. I didn't know it could fill up like that.
Dude, we're not even playing in it. We're waitlisted right now, but I think it's going to be a worthwhile tournament. Every time I hear people from all over, that's one of their favorite tournaments. They get all the beer carts out from all the different Grand Rapids breweries, and I mean, you still got pro pickleball going on, so there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
Well, maybe we'll still come. I mean, we're not playing in the tournament, but we'll come up there, beat you guys, drive right back home.
For sure. I think that would be a worthwhile trip.
Yeah, because Matt
Is
said
it
he
in-
was going
I
to
mean-
be there, so that's why we were thinking we were playing you guys there, because we're just there to. I think Jacob was talking to the owner, so we have a media pass, so we're going to be covering some of the, just the tournament itself. But we're as of now we're not playing. But Matt said that you guys would be there and we'd play you guys, so that's all we heard.
That's cool. No, yeah, we can still make something happen. I think it'd be fun. It's not crazy far away, and yeah, everything I hear is like, oh, it's such a good tournament. It's so fun. So, yeah, we can obviously still get a bunch of content if there's going to be good players and other creators out there. So, it's in GR. It's in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, it's downtown Grand Rapids.
Oh, yeah.
Like the courts are downtown.
I performed there. I want to say the name of the venue is like 20 Monroe Live, something like that. Am I remembering that correctly?
I don't know. The biggest one there is Van Andel, but that's pretty big, so I don't know.
I appreciate you starting with like the biggest one we have is this. Thank you.
I don't know. That's the only one I know. I'm not from Grand Rapids, so I don't know everything there. I don't know the smaller ones. I'm in the Detroit area, so.
Gotcha. Well, either way, maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah, for sure. David, did you have any other questions for Jake or
No,
any
that was all.
other...
I was. It was the same question you had about like them potentially playing us. So that was all I had.
Okay. I did have a question about your YouTube channel now. I'm thinking, are you involved with the videos for the YouTube channel, or
Oh yeah.
who's the mastermind behind those?
I would say I am very involved in the YouTube channel. That's like my whole background. I've been doing like full-time content creation for like 8 years. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I'm impressed. Like, you guys do so well with like your matches and your gameplay stuff, and like, not real. I don't think really anyone else gets as many views as you guys do on just like straight up gameplay with some commentary and mic'd up. I mean, that's what I'm impressed with.
Thank you.
I'm trying to learn the secret sauce to that one specifically, because I really enjoy making like gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
But like, you guys have like found the sauce to make it fun and entertaining and something people want to watch. So
Thank you.
I thought that's pretty cool. So
Thank you. Yeah,
that's that's the one thing I'm studying.
It can be so fun and so fulfilling, as I'm sure you know, but it's such a grind. It's like the hardest medium to grow of anything I've ever done. It's just sometimes it'd be so frustrating. You're like, I made this cool video, but I didn't think of the best title and thumbnail, so now no one's watching it. So a lot of learning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a fun experience. I hope to be a full-time content creator one day myself, but I think I got a while to go. But you never know. You never know. It could happen.
Just keep consistency, baby. You'll be there in no time.
Appreciate it. Was there anything else you wanted to share? I mean, we definitely want to have you back on, but we kind of had an important thing to do. We're ranking the reviewers for the Nerdy Tournament. I don't know if you heard about that or not. So it's very important business. The people that they need to know the rankings for the tournament.
Absolutely. Go do your thing. Last thing I'll say, I've actually thought about you because we have a video that's going to come out, I don't know, here a few weeks, where Isaac and I were playing in a 4.5 tournament, and our thirds have always been drops. We're not tennis players. We don't bang around. We've always just been and our first like 4 drops of the game were into the net. And so we're like, no more. And so we said, we're just doing only drives. The rest of it, I don't care. If we go down, we go down swinging.
All drive, no drop, baby.
So that's what we did for the whole tournament. Ended up our first ever gold. We won 4.5 gold doing all drives, no drops. And so there's a good chance that's going to be in the thumbnail. And maybe people are going to think they're clicking on one of your videos. They're going to think it's a collab or something. But that's for 2 straight hours. We just did all
That's
drive.
fine. You could put a link to my channel. You can put my face and logo in the thumbnail. It's all good.
Yeah, we never would have thought of this if it wasn't for your brand. We didn't even know it was possible.
I thought you guys were gonna say that you thought about me and you were gonna tickle something. I don't know, man. But yeah,
That didn't cross my mind. No, I'm married. So if Isaac's
Okay.
having a rough day, he's got to figure that out on his own time.
All right.
Fair enough.
Maybe another time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun, Jake. I appreciate it. Love to have you back on another time when we can just, go into a whole bunch of different topics and, explore. You're a fun guy, and appreciate all the stuff Friday's doing, especially on the, I think you're one of the only brands with like one of the most popular YouTube channels on the pickleball YouTube space. So
Well, thanks.
keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Y'all as well. Very fun to watch. And yeah, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
Jake,
thanks,
have a
Jake.
good night.
See you guys.
All right. Do I even get to? All right, I'll just, the Ronbus Ripple stuff isn't like a fun thing, but I'm just, I guess I'll read it. Fine. Should I read it, David? I don't even want to read it. I'll
Let's
read it.
do the
Here we go.
reviewer stuff first because I
Yeah,
probably gotta
okay.
drop after
Save
that.
the boring stuff for the end. Fine.
Yeah,
let's do it.
once I'm gone.
Let's rank. Wait, okay, yeah, David, we'll rank the reviewers and I'll read the news. All right,
All right.
let's get into ranking the reviewers. So let's set the scene in case you don't know what's going on. The Bread and Butter Pickleball Company is setting up a tournament with reviewers and content creators. Some of them, I guess some of the people aren't necessarily reviewers, but maybe more of their stuff is on Instagram. And we are going down to Florida, and we are going to play a pickleball tournament. So the teams were randomly drawn. If you can go over to Bread and Butter's YouTube channel and you can watch the drawings, Doug and his daughter did the drawings live, or not live, but on YouTube. And we're going to basically go over the teams right now, and we're going to predict 1 through 14. And then, it'll be a nice experiment. We can come back after the tournament's played and see how we did. And also, would love to see other people's opinions. And, I think this is good bulletin board material for the people that we end up ranking lower. This has nothing to do with the reviews. This is just our guesses on the rankings of the finishes. And honestly, all I know is what I have seen on YouTube. I've not played with any of these people. And David has, so he might have a little bit more insight. I'm going based on Duper and based on what I've seen and the footage I've seen. So let me bring it up. I wasn't sure exactly the best way to do this, but I just have it in a spreadsheet here. Can you see that, David?
I saw something flicker across my screen, then it disappeared.
All right.
It might be because I'm on mobile. I can't see it.
Nope,
but,
I did it wrong. All right,
okay,
I
no,
got
I
it
can see
up
it
now. Okay, so the teams are Braden from Pickleball Effect and Matt's Pickleball, Brent, who is the PB Medicine co-host, and Farmer Lanky, Lewis from Pickleball Pursuit, and Mijangos, who is from I forgot that one now. He's either from the Dinking and Driving or Pickleball
Yeah.
Heads, I think.
Oh, actually, I think it's
No.
Pickleball Heads. Pickle Heads.
Okay. Are they doing YouTube or is that just a website?
I didn't do research on a lot of these people.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
that's my bad. I tried. There's 28 people, so it was a little hard if I didn't
Yeah.
know them. And then a big surprise, me and David are playing together. So
Yeah,
that was
originally-
actually the very last pick. The very last
If
pick.
you watch the video, I was supposed to be Chris Olsen's partner, and then something happened. Like we got switched, and then I got a better partner. So I guess it worked out.
Yep. Thank you. And then we have JJ Pickleball and Kyle from the co-host of the Pickleball Effect. Paul Lee and John Q. I know Paul Lee's been coming up on the scene. I haven't really watched much of it. Do you know Paul Lee? Was he at the Yola event?
No, he's not a reviewer. He's just an influencer, but he's from Texas.
Okay, he's making content. All right.
Yeah.
He seems like he's pretty good. He definitely plays a ton. So then we got Pickleball Will and John Park from Speak Pickleball. And then we have Chris Olsen from the Pickleball Studio and Rafa, the Pickleball Tech Dude.
Mhm.
Bobby I forgot his last name. And from the Pickleball Blast, and Hoffman, I think he might be the dinking and driving guy.
Yeah, he's the
There's
guy
no
that
footage.
did the reel of being a Magnum or
Okay,
something.
he was the real calling everyone out. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
we just
he
call
so
him
he
Magnum.
Magnum. Okay, yeah, he
Yeah.
called everyone out, and he said that the podcast was dropping, and then I never saw the episode, so I'm still waiting on everything there. Justin from Pickleball Pursue podcast, and then there's going to be a pro amateur who I think is like a local player that Doug plays with, and
Oh,
is a woman because he said he needed one woman in the tournament. And I know there's like at least one woman reviewer, but I guess maybe she couldn't come.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Christy, I
So
think. Yeah,
yeah, Christy, is it
Price.
Price?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then Dustin from Pickleball Medicine, and Aaron, who is the editor for Pickleball Effect. So Pickleball Effect is bringing 3 people to the Nerdy Tourney. So we'll see how they do. Brian Lim from Building Pickleball, Luca from Rackets and Runners, the
Mhm.
Canadian guy. I think the only international player we have. Isaac Olson, Chris Olson's brother, and Sleeves Pickleball from Sleeves Pickleball. Logan Brown from he's the old Pickleball Effect co-host. I think Braden fired him or parted ways mutually. I'm not sure. I forgot what his thing is now when I was looking. But and then Matthew K, who has been on the podcast. We know Matthew K
Mhm.
from Matthew K Pickleball. So those are all the players in the tournament, and then we have the combined dupers here. Actually, a pretty big difference when you have a point difference from the top team to bottom team. So maybe that pairing's not exactly fair for Logan and Matthew. I don't know if they could switch that up. David and I, so we got the 4th ranking. But everything's really bunched up here. So I wouldn't say like, like all these dupers. That's the thing. They're like, are all the dupers accurate? I mean, all we can do is go based off what we have for dupers, but we're just gonna rank them anyway. And obviously, I'm just gonna start it off, David. I think we just gotta put that we're gonna finish first place, right? I mean, like how could we not predict ourselves to win and not say we don't believe in ourselves,
Yeah,
or
I
do
mean,
we
it's like a losing
do we
mentality if you don't put yourself first. Like we just got to do that.
exactly like we can't have that losing mentality. But the good thing is, if we do lose, we'll probably just go drink some margaritas with Doug and
Yeah,
chill in the pool. So I mean, like either way, I feel like we have nothing to lose. So but we're
yeah.
number one for sure.
I'm just there to have fun
Uh,
and to win, but
yeah, exactly. If we win, it's just like awesome. But if we don't, it's probably gonna be awesome still. But either way, we're probably gonna win. And then next, so I kind of think like let's go for the last place. Is there anyone jumping out to you? You're like they're probably favored to lose the whole thing because they are going to have a toilet bowl.
yeah.
Basically the Super Bowl for the worst team.
Unfortunately, I have to say Logan and Matthew K. Just because I've never seen either of them play, and if we just go based on
Mhm.
dupers, like that's the only really fair thing we can say about them. So, I mean,
I
they could
I
definitely
yeah.
surprise us, but like we just don't have the info.
I feel like they are going to be fighting an uphill battle, for sure. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a hard one for them. Um, yeah, and then I'll pick who I think is probably second. I think that I, honestly, if the Mijangos guy's duper is real, I think Lewis and Mijangos are going to be a tough team to beat because
Yeah.
Lewis is what like a 4-0 duper, but he's probably I mean like he plays all the time. He's got to be at least like a 4-5 like real player, don't you think?
I think he's getting there. But I think if he's gonna
Yeah,
be a right side princess, then and Mijangos is good at the left, that's definitely makes
yeah.
them a hard team to beat.
Hmm. Do you know anything about JJ Pickleball's game?
I didn't get to play him, unfortunately. He was in the second group
Okay,
at Yola, so I only got to play with
okay,
Kyle.
okay. I think
But
we should work our way from the bottom up. So I was kind of thinking about Isaac and Sleeves because like Isaac could be like he's probably like one of the top 3 players in the tournament,
yeah,
if
he
not the
is.
best. I I think it's actually harder to play 2v2 if he if he just could play 1v2, it'd probably be an easier time for him in this tournament. Because playing with someone that I think sleeves was like 2.9 is really hard because they're going to miss returns, they'll probably miss serves, and they're just kind of like a target on the court unless they actually want to just like get off the court after they serve a return. Like, it's
But I also
very
don't think
hard to
Isaac's
play
good
with
enough to
someone.
like 1v2 any of these teams, in my opinion.
No, I'm just saying it's easier to
Yeah,
play 1v2 than play with
yeah.
someone that's 2.9. But would you think that having someone that's 2.9, like, would you just put them second to last? Like, it's going to be too hard?
Yeah, I think it's hard because at the same time, like even if he did have sleeves off the court, I don't think he's 1v2ing any of these teams on here. So like
Okay.
he's good, but I
I'll
don't
put,
think
so second,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah. You think second to last is fair then? Like, I
I
know that
agree.
he's really good, but it's really hard. Um, okay. Um, Bobby and So Bobby is interesting because he did a mixtape of him doing one arm pull ups, and I'm not necessarily someone that can do one arm pull ups, but I know there's some comments saying that he might be only 120 pounds
Yeah, I
doing
think
one
it's
arm
just
pull
really
ups.
light. I don't think it's muscle.
Yeah, so I don't know how impressive that is. So I think, are you okay with putting him third to last? I don't know anything about the Hoffman's game, but like one arm pull ups at 120 pounds, we'll just
I
put
mean,
him
I feel
there.
like Hoffman's gonna be scared because he just called everyone out, and now he's like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah,
And
so
Bob, so did Bobby.
two
So
trash
they're
talkers. Let's see
yeah.
where it gets them. We'll see where it gets them. Um, I think. So
I would go
who would be
Brian and
next
Luca
here?
just because I've never seen Luca play
Yeah.
doubles.
Okay,
I
that
feel like
is
he's a
true. He's
good
always
tennis
playing
player. He's going to
singles
be
in
good
his
at
videos.
singles, but this is a doubles tournament, and
All right,
I
we'll
just have to
put
put
him
them
at
there.
11. Yep. Um, Dustin and Aaron. I don't know about Aaron's game. I know Dustin's a beast though,
Dustin's
so I
good.
don't want to.
Aaron's a
I don't want
lefty.
to put him down. Ooh, so that could be a good combo. It could
Yes.
be a good
Two
combo.
lefties in here
But
are at least I know are
he's
Aaron
pretty
and
low
Farmer.
duper. Farmer's lefty,
Yeah, Farmer's lefty.
and that you know. Okay, okay. Let's see. Chris and Rafa. That how did you get to play with Rafa?
No, his flight came late, but
Okay.
um, Will I think is might
Mm,
be one of the most dangerous guys here, mainly because he's the only one of the few guys on here that's not reviewing paddles and is he's doing like MLP
he's just
stuff and
focused.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's been grinding. So I think he's for me, I think he's the one to
Should we
watch.
should we put? I
I
feel like
wouldn't
out of
I don't know.
every you want to put him there. Who would you
No,
put above him?
I might even I would put Brent and
You
Farmer.
put Brent there, and
I think I would put Brent and Farmer there. Just because I think Farmer's I saw him play. I think he's pretty solid. And from what I heard when I was playing in Chicago, the people there were saying Brent's a beast. So
okay, okay. I could see
John, I've
that.
never seen play, but he says he's bad. But I feel like he's probably sandbagging.
I think he's sandbagging it. He doesn't want expectations on him. Okay. I think we should put I'm just going to put these guys
Yeah,
do you have
I agree with
anyone
that.
else you would put? Okay. Just cuz I'm just going based off Mijengo's Duper and Lewis's sandbagging.
Yeah,
Uh I think that they can get the job done. Um let's see here. That's the problem is I don't know about JJ's game. Paul Lee
I
and John
think.
Q.
Hmm. Yeah, let's figure out. Would you put JJ and Kyle above Braden and Matt? I think I will put JJ and Kyle
Um
above them.
you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But would you put them above any of these? Would you put Dustin and Aaron over them,
Hmm.
or
That part's tough.
Chris and Rafa?
Brafa, it
I
depends
think
if he gets to if he actually manages to spray paint his R2 Ripple V2 and say pass it off as a fat boy, then they would probably be ranked higher. But because he's not using a power paddle, and I don't think he's comfortable using a fat boy, I would rank
you
them
put them
lower.
10. All right, we're gonna rank them 10. Rank them 10.
And I think
I'm
I'd
gonna
put
put
Paul. You Dustin there?
Paulie, and John Q right here, or
Yeah.
Dustin.
I'd
Okay,
say Paul, and then let's put Dust. This part's good stuff.
Dustin next. I guess so. We're putting JJ and Kyle number 5.
Or the pro amateur.
All right, I think Doug's gonna bring in like someone. I could see Doug bringing in someone that's gonna kick our ass.
Yeah.
So we'll put it there. Um, and then you said JJ and Kyle over Braden and Matt's pickleball, right?
Yeah.
All right, there's the list. Um, we'll see how accurate we are. I
Yeah.
bet we got the number 1 spot and the number 14 spot right. That's what my prediction will be.
No, I'd actually
And
be
then
happy if we're wrong about 14 and we actually get whooped by them. Just to, that'd be some interesting content
that's
there. But
Doug uses this as the bracket, and he's like, all right, 1 versus 14, let's go.
yeah.
And we
Anyways, Jacob,
lose.
I got to drop right now. I got my
All right,
Mother's Day dinner,
yeah,
so I'll catch you later.
go ahead, man. Thanks for joining. Have a good dinner. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, so we will get back to okay, so for the Ronbus Ripple, here we go. This is their statement. USA Pickleball, as a national governing body for the sport, remains steadfast in its commitment to ensuring the integrity of equipment testing and provide transparent communication. In late 2024, Ronbus submitted a beta version of the Ripple R1.14 PB Core 0.43 paddle for the prototype testing. While this sample met initial tests, subsequent production samples did not pass PB Core testing for certification. Ronbus had worked closely with USA Pickleball to ensure that its Ripple V2 paddle, set to launch this month, met all requirements to be fully USAP Pickleball and PB Core approved. USA Pickleball appreciates the collaboration with Ronbus, as we are committed to working with all manufacturers to ensure fair and transparent testing. To prevent any confusion in the market, all previous Ripple versions will be voluntarily removed from the USA Pickleball approved battle database effective July 1st, 2025. After significant work, and that was the USAP statement. This is a statement from Dr. Dong Li, founder of the Ronbus. After significant work in our factory lab to replicate and calibrate the PB Core test, our Ripple V2 paddle has received full USAP PB Core 0.43 approval for its 3 shapes R1.14, R2.14, and the R4.14. We truly appreciate USAP's assistance and support throughout the process, which has been invaluable in ensuring our paddles consistently meet legal limits. Furthermore, we've gone beyond the current requirements by conducting the accelerated break-in ABI testing, confirming that our paddles remain within legal standards even after this rigorous process. We also want to express our gratitude to our ex-pro and our Ronbus Connect members who participated in the extensive Ripple beta testing. We are pleased to offer a Ripple refresh program to our participating members who purchased and still own the beta Ripple. This program will provide an opportunity to upgrade to the latest Ripple V2 at a special reduced price. More details on this program will follow shortly. And I do have the Ripples. I got the R2 right here, the hybrid shape. We'll talk more about that I want to make sure that I get all my thoughts squared away before I say anything about them, but I think people will like these, and I just want to make sure that they're actually coming out. But it seems like everything is even more clear this time. They worked with USAP extra close, so I have a good feeling about it this time. I just want to make sure it's certain. That's really it. We'll talk more paddles next week. I just wanted to have a little fun with ranking the reviewers, have the interview with Jake from Friday Fever, and I don't have much else to say this week. Just happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and I hope everyone got to play some pickleball on this nice weekend. Thank you very much. Have a great